Hi, and welcome back to Ask Joe, or whatever the hell it is I'm calling this now. Angel Moreno writes, why is it that most men spit right before they use a urinal? Farting, I kinda get it, but spitting? Sweet lord. Would you rather they spit on the floor? Most men have overactive salivary glands, but they can't just spit anywhere, so they save it up in their mouth all day long until they get to a urinal. That's why men always greet you in the hallway like this. But on the subject of urinals, what's with all the standing positions? You've got the two-handed grip and hold, the lefty, the righty, the third margarita, the I didn't know she was 12 officer, the first grader, and of course, the captain. Jeremy writes, Joe, what's it like being a celebrity? You're asking the wrong guy, because I have no aspirations whatsoever for fame or celebrity or anything like that. That's why I do a web series like this, so that I can get my face on as many video screens as possible. I wish I could say that I'm above the whole celebrity and fame thing, but honestly I'm not. I've had a few cases in film festivals where people recognized me from a movie that I was in, that just people, total strangers, came up to me and said that they loved what I do, and I've got to say, it's pretty awesome. It's also a major head trip, so it's easy to see how somebody that has that happen to them every single moment of every single day can kind of start to go crazy, like Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson or Rip Taylor. And yes, I want that. Chip Andrews asked a question that is an epic of epicness. He writes, in 1986, I attended a birthday party for one Joe Scott. If I remember correctly, it was a Halleys Comet themed party, and we planned on getting up in the middle of the night to watch the comet. I remember your dad going outside to see the weather in the middle of the night to find it was too cloudy to see. Halleys Comet passes every 75 to 76 years according to Wikipedia, and everyone knows all info on that side is 100% true. From that data, the comet will not be back around until 2061. We should be in our late 80s by then. My question is, should we both be alive then? Will you have another Halleys Comet party? And can I be on the guest list? Chip, I've got two things to say about that. One, you've got a much better memory than I do. And two, yes, there will be a party, and yes, you will be invited, but it'll have nothing to do with Halleys Comet. It'll be because every night after I turn 80 will be kegger night. And chances are we'll be seeing lots of things floating in the sky. Just leave the depends at home. Halleys Comet trivia! Mark Twain was born when the comet came in 1835, and he died in 1910 when it came back. He even predicted this occurrence when he once said, the Almighty has said, no doubt, here are those two unaccountable freaks. They came in together, they must go out together. Bam! You got Twain. And finally, Vincent Wren writes, who will cave first, Russia or the US? Who will hit targets outside of Syria on its behalf? What are the odds of this developing proxy war becoming an actual war between superpowers? I had to go heady this week to make up for the ball gag cue last week. Indeed, last week Vincent asked a question about how ball gags work, which I wasn't able to get to because I was already editing the episode. So Vincent, to answer your very serious question about strained US-Russia relations over Syria, I'm going to explain how a ball gag works. A ball gag is a BSDM device used for bondage or punishment play. A ball with a leather rope through it is inserted into the mouth and then tied around the back of the head, the purpose being to silence the partner's protestations while anally raping him in the back of a pawn shop. Usually the wearer's hands are tied to prevent him from untying it at will or grabbing a samurai sword. Sometimes a wiffle ball is used to allow airflow into the mouth and to prevent choking on drool, which can become quite excessive. In Syria, the Arab Spring that brought about revolutions in Libya, Yemen, Jordan, and Tunisia has been turned into a bloodbath as security forces have cracked down over the protesters over the last 15 months, resulting in over 13,000 deaths. Just this last month, over 108 people, including 49 children, were massacred in the city of Hula, an event that many believe will spark an all-out civil war in which the Syrian government is trying to basically put a ball gag on any opposition voices. This week at the UN, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has been pushing military intervention as a way of helping to untie the ball gag, but Russia, who has been a supporter of Syria going all the way back to its Soviet days, has said that the ball gag is basically okay so long as the opposition can tap out their safety word in Morse code. As for who's going to back down, I say Syria. I think their president Bashar al-Assad knows that Russia's not going to go up against the whole rest of the world over their little sand dune, so he's probably going to hand over his government to his inner circle and then hold meetings with the opposition to show that they've put the ball gag away. Then, of course, when the rest of the world looks the other way, they'll reach into their leather bag and pull out the Gimp mask. Same as it ever was, same as it ever was.